We used to have a cat named Sassy. And Sassy was a tiny little kitten when we first got her, but she was nuts. I picked her up one night, rescued her when I was driving a cab 25 years ago, and she drove home that night on the back of my shoulders between my head and the seat rest, and she would constantly slap at the seatbelt and pull on it and try to jump out the window and all kinds of crazy stuff. But she got to the house, and we had a cup that had been a Blizzard cup from Dairy Queen. And she decided she wanted the remainder of the milk in the bottom of the cup. And so she tried to stick her head in the cup, but she couldn't get her head all the way in the cup. Eventually, she laid down, put her little feet on either side of her head, and pushed with her back feet until the cup hit the wall, and she shoved herself the rest of the way into the cup. And we laughed at her for probably a good 20 minutes trying to back out of the cup because she got her feet stuck in the cup with her face, and she couldn't get out of the cup. And she ran backwards around the house, bumping into stuff, throwing a fit, making all kinds of noise, knocking things over, trying to get out of the cup. We would try to get her, and she would hiss and she would claw, and we just left her in there until she finally made her way out of the cup. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I want to ask you the question, do you ever find yourself operating with so much passion in what you do that you're like that kitten with their head stuck in a cup? You're running around all over the place, frantic activity, busy to the point of emotional and physical overwhelm because you're trying to do it all on your own, 100% of it. You got to win all alone. Because, if you have a team, you have to share the glory, right? If there's more than one person doing it, you also have to share the profit. I heard someone say recently that passion without process is poison. And I think I have to agree with that. Because you can work really hard at a thing and just be driving yourself day and night, pushing against barriers that are not even real. Of fighting to prove to someone how good you are at what you do when they're not even paying any attention. And all for the purpose of being able to say, look what I did. Look at my win. The reality is some people would rather have 100% of nothing than 20% of $1 billion or $1 million. Wouldn't it be better to share in a huge glory, a huge win? Wouldn't it be better to share in large profits, a small share in a large profit, than have 100% of no profit at all? Wouldn't it be better to get to the end of the season that you're busiest and have time to take a vacation because you know that the rest of your team can keep this whirling, keep all the plates spinning, keep everything going while you're on vacation? Wouldn't it be better to know that your passion is being supported by other people who have a similar passion rather than trying to do it all on your own? I'm just asking. I hope that the answer is obvious. I would think that you would say yes. I would much rather work together to learn to grow in community, because that unfortunately is the other part. You've heard me talk this week about how it's the sharpening. That's where the friction comes. Leaders have the need to be sharpened as well, and that happens in community. It happens when we're working together with other people. Some people, it's not about the profit share. They're okay with giving away half the money. They're okay with giving away half the glory and half the success. They're even okay if nobody notices how much work they put in. They just have a really hard time getting along with other people. They have a really hard time trusting and tolerating other people. And so they just don't. They do it on their own. They do it on their own. They do it on their own. And they never get better. They never get sharpened on their own. Because it's really hard to sharpen an axe with Jell-O pudding. But if there's no resistance in your life, there's no friction. The minute you put people and profits and process into this whole mix along with your passion, well, you're going to get sharpened. So let me challenge you to that today. as leaders. Allow yourself to be challenged, to be sharpened. Allow yourself to be put through the process of growth and development and find a system for success. You'll find that it's a whole lot better to share great success with someone than to enjoy failure and overwhelm all alone. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.